Football Tuesday, you already know. We right here, we're just decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals, see what's the talk of the town. It's going down the word in the curve, you heard me. Let me just set this up. Alrighty then. Just wanted to, jump on and, chop it up with the folks in the lokes, see what's good out there. And for those who are curious, I did drop a new video on this channel for those who asked me about my opinions on the Nino America individual, the YouTuber, right? So, touched on that subject. What's cracking like Mr. Pasta? Philip in la casa for the raza. ¿Qué onda, carnal? ¿Qué es la buena vida? How's your Tuesday going? ¿Al tiro? ¿Como el gallo giro? Me dashboards filling up in the building. Orale, that's right. Damn, it's over there then. Damn, so you've been up since like 5? Damn, at 5, I'm barely going to sleep. That's right, tea and breakfast. Like the real tea, like the hot tea. I don't even think I have ever tried tea like that before. I tried iced tea. What's cracking like in Derek? All right, you got some good sleep then? What's cracking like in Jose? Damn, everyone wakes up at 5. Sounds like Mexico. Where everybody's up like at 5 as well. Shit, I don't wake up till like 11, 12. I don't believe in the morning. Like, is the morning even real? Is that a myth? No. Oh, the outside, yeah. Not only that, but when you're sleeping in an area that's not your own, right? Like it's not your room or your bed or whatever. You don't really tend to sleep, that late anyways. Like people normally wake up early when they're outside of their comfort zone. Tea and no sugar? Damn, that's like coffee and no sugar. I can't do that shit either. That's like too much. I know people like their coffee like that, like just black, but nah, we can't do that. What do you think about Trump's first year back in office? It's been horrible, disaster, the worst year of all time. It's been really, really bad for him. As a matter of fact, it's been so bad, even Fox News is reporting on how bad his year is. And when even Fox News is recording how bad it is, then it's bad. The unemployment rate is up. There's been all kinds of jobs that have been lost. The whole dysfunction out there and drama and chaos is outrageous. The individuals is fucking shit up. No lie. It's actually crazy. And then when people say like, well, this is what Trump supporters wanted, what they, voted for, I don't really believe that they actually thought it was going to be like this, even though those who know Trump already knew that this was going to be like, this was going to be like, right? They were actually, they just made the wrong choice, bro. Just it is what it is. It happened. If, people make a choice and it turns out to be not the best choice, hey, that's that. Hey, everything has a risk to it, bro. Life's a risk, carnal, como dijo el gallo negro. Yeah, we haven't. Okay. All right. Oh, you drink coffee with no sugar? Damn, my boy, you the real deal. I can't do that. I'm just like, what? Ah. As a matter of fact, I don't even drink coffee in general, right? But when I have tried it, I prefer sugar. I don't drink it in general, but when I do, it's got to have sugar and creamer and everything else that doesn't make it taste like coffee. It's so congested. You wake up to the sounds of vehicles and people going to work. Kind of sounds like California. That's how it sounds over here. Oh, you tend to drink zero sugar drinks? All right, all right. Even the traffic is so. Yeah, it sounds like California then. Are you sure you ain't in California? You like to get tea back? Ah, pretty funny. I was like 9 years old. Right here, we don't have traffic laws being enforced. People drive however they want. So, what? Serio? Okay. What a trip. Interesting. So, when it comes to like drinking, it's just like anything goes then. It's a no holds bar. You ate some street food. Omelet yesterday? All right. Then why vote if he can fuck it up? Yeah, but see, I don't think that they knew he was gonna fuck up the economy. You know, I think that they actually really believed whatever he said he was gonna do, and it just ended up backfiring. It just. I was eating the food. So many dogs running up. Two of them were actually. That actually does sound like California. Sounds like right here. Sounds like LA. 1,000 times worse than 100 times worse than congestion. Are you sure, my boy? I mean, LA traffic's pretty bad, bro. And if it's worse, then I just can't do that, bro. I mean, I struggle to do this. Starbucks, sugary drinks. Yeah, but I'm not into coffee like that though. So Starbucks is just like. What are your thoughts on street food? Street food, Mexican good. Street food. No, yeah, street food. I fuck with street food. You know, the fucking taqueros and fucking eroteros and the ones selling the hot dogs. Oh yeah, we do street food, bro. You know what I mean? We fuck with street food. People talk about like, oh, well, there could be some shady shit going on with street food. My boy, if you think that these corporate restaurants don't do shady shit, then my boy, then you just lost, homie. There's a higher chance of corporate, restaurants doing shadier shit than shit individuals, just to meet their quote, right? Just to hit their numbers. You'll be surprised. Not only that, but you also have a lot of employees who are not satisfied with the company in general, right? They could be doing some shady shit just to get even. You already know people are petty in general. Go where they cook with use burnt oil. Nah, but see, even corporate restaurants do that, bro. To like I said, to hit their numbers, right? Recycle shit, reuse shit, even expired shit. Expired shit. Like, man. Hey, these corporate juggernauts, hey, they be doing some mamadas as well. Just send you a video of how crazy people drive. People drive eastbound on it. Yeah, it kind of sounds like right here. Now, well, not as bad, obviously, because we have traffic here, right? But damn, that's crazy. No traffic laws over there, huh? That's a trip. No, yeah, if there was no traffic laws right here, oh yeah, people would be going fucking. Oh yeah, I could already imagine it, bro. It shit would be Grand Theft Auto up in this bitch. These people honk all the time. Yeah, right here, people do honk all the time. But then you see them get out of their vehicles and be catching fades in the middle of the intersection. Ha ha ha! Like damn, throwing hands over a lane? That is insane. And they say gang members fight for stupid shit. A su madre. Now he didn't use his blinker, homie. It's on sight. And we get mad for dumb shit, huh? Yeah, but on the street, vendors here don't wash their hands and looking after the king from taking it down. So sometimes, well, well, who's to say that doesn't happen in these big restaurants, these fast food restaurants either, though? You know what I mean? We don't know if these employees are washing their hands. We're assuming that that's what they're doing, but we truly don't know, though. I mean, that's the truth, though. Like, we don't know if they're actually washing their hands, you know. We're assuming that they do, you know, but we're not really seeing them actually do it, right? So we can't say that that's what's happening, you know. And like I said, there's a lot of petty people out there, bro, that just do some stupid shit just to, I don't know, it satisfies them knowing the fact that, you know, they know what's happening, you know. I don't know. People are weird in general. That's just, people just are a trip sometimes, unfortunately. And there are traffic laws, but the police just can't enforce it every hard. Also, people don't care to listen. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Does India still have costs wherever you until you stay that way for the rest of your life? Villages or areas, but not official government policies. But yeah, most families won't let their marry someone from other. Is that right? Interesting. So they're old school still. They're old school in their ways. Then they're still stuck with that old school mentality. Interesting. Kind of sounds like the Middle East, right? Like how they have that thing where it's like they come and live, they move to California or let's say America in general, right? And then their kids now, you know, tend to follow American customs, right? And their parents don't really like it, they don't dig it, they expect them to still hold the same like lifestyle that they did like in the Middle East, right? But it's hard for them to control their kids because they're growing up here with these American customs, right? So the dysfunction between parents old school trying to and the kids wanting to grow up being like accepted by their friends and their groups. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being, you know, definitely some drama happening because of that. I mean, it happens in here with like Raza, you know, and their parents' old school way of seeing things, right? Maybe not so extreme because their religious grasp isn't so extreme, but it still does tend to happen. That's why you get this dysfunctional Hispanic uprising here in America, like with certain individuals. Like with Middle East, I just don't understand them having to wear the hijab and like the robe. You know what I mean? It's kind of like well, I don't understand why the dress code has to be so harshly enforced like that. It just doesn't make any. It's the men kind of get to dress however they want. It just doesn't make any sense to me either. Like their whole way of treating women is just to me is strange, right? Like men get to do certain things, but women can't do those things, and it's there's not really a good reason of why that is though. Like, and it can't be because women, you know, could turn out to be, you know, uh, like creatures of the night, right? When men tend to be more, you know, embrace those kind of way of living than women do, statistically wise, right? So it just doesn't make any sense. The toilet paper here are also different from the toilet. Oh, the toilets here are also here different than the toilets in America. Are the toilets like the Mexican ranch toilets? Because Mexico in certain parts, like in the ranchos, you know, they use the river to do their laundry and to shower, right? There's not like showers like how there is here in America. Where you just go to the bathroom, there's a shower, right? You gotta have to boil the water, and you know it's old school. You know, where my grandma when we would go Mexico, that's how it was. We would have to boil water and do the, the fucking showering, like in like the shed with the water. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a shower. You know what I mean? So I get that. I get that way of, like doing stuff. It wasn't like modern, like how it is, and like, like in their room, like the beds were like made out of like this rock, like stone, right? And it was just smoothed out. Shit was hard as fuck though. Because where my grandparents lived in Mexico, it was pretty rough. It was poverty. If you're born poor, you're gonna be poor for the rest of your life. If you're rich, you're gonna be rich for the rest of your life. Huh? Kind of unfair, but okay. It's not the economic aspect so much, but more of the social aspect. Oh, not everyone. Okay, yeah, here in India, dress code is also strict. Also, you have to wear the red dot on your forehead. Oh yeah. The red dot. What is the red dot though? What does that symbolize though? What is that tied to? Some religious belief though? Is it a religious like is that for the reason of that? The women here were also into cars because his interview that he's based on his Jordan sugar. All right. Hello there. They are told us where you have to if you want to. Yeah, okay. So like Mexico then. Yeah. Yeah, homes in India only have water connection. You don't have to water. You have to. Oh yeah, okay. So it's just like Mexico then, like the ranches in Mexico, place. Yeah, similar to Mexico. That's what we're critiquing, like certain, like I have seen, Raza critique certain countries and how they do stuff, and it's like, have you been to Mexico? Like in certain of these ranches, that's exactly how it is, though. You know what I mean? Like, so that's strange that they would be taking shots at that when it's like, bro, our people be doing the same shit. Well, that's if, like I said, maybe their family's rich in Mexico where they can afford all the good shit, right? But in the ranches, a lot of that lifestyle is still the same like that. You know what I mean? It's not a tattoo you put on. It can be once you shower. It's not. In the wedding, to attend, everyone will be wearing that on their forehead, including you. See, like that's one thing that I just don't get though. Like, why does it have to be enforced? Like you get me? Like, I think it wouldn't it be better if people just do it because they want to do it instead of that they're being forced to do stuff, right? Like, I never understood, because normally that when you enforce people to do certain things, right, it doesn't turn out to be a good idea, right? They tend to resent that enforcement. I always hated that I had to do certain things when because they were enforced, right? It's just like I always found that like bothersome. Especially when we would go to like certain like events, like my family, right? And they'll be like, no, to wear like a suit, and it's like I'm not gonna fucking wear a suit. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wear my Cortezes, my Ben Davis, and if y'all don't like it, then I won't. I just won't go. Period. It's that simple. You know what I mean? It's like I hate that people try to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, people will do it because they want to, but if they don't do it, people will laugh at them and call them uncool. But what's wrong with that though? What's wrong with people laughing at them and calling them that though? Like let's say for example, people are laughing at them and calling them like uncultured, but they're actually really proud of their culture and their heritage. Say you're an individual that's proud of where you come from and stuff like that, right? what would it matter if they're laughing and calling you uncultured when you yourself know that you are cultured and you are proud though? Why would that be like, something that people should fear? You get what I mean? So you have the peer pressure. Yeah, no, I get that point. Especially living in America, I see that point, right? The peer pressure. A lot of people do give into peer pressure. I never understood why, though. Especially when people that peer pressure just make no sense. Like, oh, if you don't do it, then you're a bitch, and it's like, yeah, but then if you do it, it's like you got punked into doing it, so you're still a bitch. So, so like it just doesn't make any sense in my personal opinion. Right? But like to me, it would be like, well, no, well, you look more of a bitch if you actually listen to this individual, right? What are your thoughts on people baptizing their kids as babies? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, to me, in itself, like I said, I'm not religious, right? So I just don't get it. The whole baptism in general, right? So whether an adult or a child, to me, is just I don't understand, the purpose of it. But you get what I mean? Especially if it's to get rid of the sins and everything like that, then it doesn't make any sense why a baby would be going through that process, right? But you know what I mean? I don't know. People are tripping. It's almost like they feel like that's the custom and they have to. It's almost like they feel like Desh said. It's almost like they feel the peer pressure to have to do that kind of stuff, right? Because it's within like their culture or their religion, right? Because if you really think about the concept of baptism, then that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, well, how could a child have any sins to them? But I guess to them being born is a sin. I don't know. It's definitely strange though. It's definitely strange. I think most people don't even know the purpose of the baptism, bro. I think that they just do it just because they feel like that's what they have to do. They really don't bother to think about what it actually has to do with, you know, and don't bother to ask any questions in general. Like, as a matter of fact, or travel America like me, a lot of other families, we don't. Yeah, we get that too when we go to Mexico. It's like they expect us to be wearing guaraches and sombreros. Like, hey, bro, that's what you do. That's what you do. Ain't hating on you for that, right? But if that's not what I want to do, then that's not what I want to do. And I mean, it is what it is. I have a question since you're not religious. How did you do your wedding? Or was it? No, we did. Like I said, I'm not religious, but my wife is, right? So we did it, going based off of her Christian views and her Christian values, right? And since, she is the love of my life, you know, then I did it because of her. You know what I mean? Like she didn't have to force me to do it. I did it willingly to want to make her happy. You feel me? Like she didn't force me, right? It was an option, but I did it because I know that that's what she wanted to do, right? So I did it, for her. You get what I mean? Like showing her that that's how deep my devotion and love goes. That I'm willing to do something that goes against how I view stuff. You feel me? And she understood, the weight of that. You know what I mean? Like that I'm being serious. Oh yeah, I could see that too. Like people doing it, and that's one thing that's cool. Like they're doing it because I embrace their culture compared to like they feel like they're being pressured to, right? Um, like certain people do. Like that's the difference, right? Like when people explaining that they're being forced to do it or because their family's that way, compared to them actually knowing why they're doing it and actually doing it because they want to. You get what I mean? That's what I'm referring to. Um, like hopefully people do the things that they do because that's what they want to do and not because they're being enforced to do it or because they don't want to disappoint their family. You get what I mean? What about when people say, "Well, your life is miserable because you don't believe in God"? That is strange in itself. Like, I don't understand why why that's even a thing though. I don't get the concept of one man sacrificing himself for everyone's sins. Oh, trust me, bro. Neither do I. Neither do I. Um, what if the kids grow up and want to be Muslim or Jews? You think they can or can't based off of being baptized? I mean, yeah, that is true. I mean, like I said, like you should never force, especially when we're talking about religion, right? You should never force religion on anybody, right? Like if a person wants to grow up to be like my kids, that go to church with my wife, right? Um, it's like we're not forcing them to be religious, right? Like if they want to go, then they'll go, right? And if they don't want to go, I'm not going to be like upset, or my wife's going to be upset, right? Like I feel like that, especially with something as important like religion, like people say, right? That should be something that people should want to do on their own and get to pick, for themselves of what they want to believe in, right? Like I'm not going to force them, like, oh no, it's got to be Christian or Catholic. Like if they want to be Muslims or Jews or fucking Jehovah, then they have the freedom to do that, bro. It's their life. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna force, like, especially like forcing my views on them either, right? Like, since I'm not a believer, they have to be non-believers either. If they want to believe, it's within their right to believe if they want to. You know what I mean? Like, I find it strange that people want to enforce their views on their kids. Like, their kids have to see things the way they see things too, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's within their right because they're the parents. That's strange. Like, bro, they should be able to, do whatever, makes them happy, not you. And as you loving your kids, then you should allow them that option, you know? And instead of, cutting them out, embracing, their views. Did you ever work out? Yeah, lift weights, yeah, and work out, yeah. Eat clean, no. But all the other stuff, yeah. What are your thoughts on it? I don't think I have scoped them out. Why don't you go live? Playing, oh no no no! Like with the thing, um, there was some issues with my account, like going into the account live, right? Um, I did get it back, but I don't know. I guess just a lack of time. You know what I mean? Not to say that I wouldn't do it or I'm not gonna do it, right? It's still gonna happen, right? Because obviously I had to fix that problem. It's because when YouTube, every time it changes their policies, right? They want you to like refresh everything, right? And sometimes you forget passwords and shit like that. You get what I mean? It's like I don't understand why YouTube fucking changes everything so many times and like so often. I get it. Maybe they're trying to improve like complaints that people have, right? But I mean, there's certain times where I feel like it's good, and I don't know why they end up fucking it up all over again. Oh, I'm assuming, yeah. I mean, since it's a big sport like that, I'm assuming there's always cricket games on over there. Oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah. I did see. I watched like a documentary on the history of the game, right? And I did see how it's embraced in India a lot. In the Royal Rumble. Oh yeah, and I still have those files. Like they're still saved. Like those files are still saved and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not gonna take the credit. And I had said this on the lives. Certify had actually created the characters, right? I just, he just downloaded them, into my what's that thing called? The external hard drive thing, right? But yeah, he's actually the one that's has a talent for all that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna try to come and steal his thunder. That's why at the time it was like, I would play it. I thought that shit was hilarious, right? Because like he was able to do that because like they actually did look like the fucking people and shit. He's like, yeah, man, I'll just put him in your external hard drive and you can just put him in your PlayStation. It's like, all right, cool, yeah, for sure. And him teaching me, I have learned a lot, when it comes to technology in itself. Because, like I said, we're agreeing to all of that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.